How was the exercise?
I'm gonna record. Hold on. You know what? I could use a Samuel Jackson or Samuel Adams after this. Not even Virgin or mocktails. Literal, actual Samuel Adams. Oh my gosh. Okay. People, it's confession time. Despite how I look, act, and talk, I did not grow up in the hood. So, this movie, Juice, probably wasn't made for me. But you know what? There's been a lot of movies that weren't made for me that I thought were fine. This isn't one of them. Now, you're probably wondering, well, yeah, it's Black History Month, or it's February, but why did you decide to review Juice? And the answer is very simple. When I mentioned Samuel Adams earlier, that should have been your first clue, or that should have been the only clue why. And that is because the debut sketch of Season 2, Episode 1 of The Chappelle Show was a commercial for, instead of Samuel Adams, it was Samuel Jackson Beer. And one of my friends, Crisscross, he mentioned Samuel Jackson Beer, and so I talk like that, like, good choice, mother effer! Samuel Jackson Beer, made painstakingly by me, Samuel L. Jackson. It'll get you drunk. Yeah. How's it taste, mother effer? And when I said that, and when I acted like that, Kay, who hadn't seen that sketch, was like, Justin, why are you yelling? And it was a reference to that sketch I was quoting, obviously cleaned up. But I was like, no, I can't stop yelling. Haven't you seen any of my movies? Juice, that was a good one. Maybe it might have been okay in the 90s, but if you grew up like me, a lot of this is going to be really bad and boring. It is literally almost a half an hour before there's even some semblance of a story. And even then, there's only really 2 plots, if that. You got one. Literally on the back, they actually spoil the plots. Q, his name is Quincy, so he doesn't like that, so he goes by the name Q or GQ. Get it? He wants to be a scratch and mix DJ. I just told you half of the movie. I just told you like 10 to 15 minutes of the movie now. And then there's Bishop, who they commit a robbery where they rob a convenience store, and one of them shoots the owner when that wasn't the plan. Then they're fighting, and so one of them shoots one of the 4. So now one of them, Q, I think, he's having guilt because they all have to like keep their mouth shut. It's like, snitching, like that. And it's like, I would understand if you don't. I can understand why, you know, you don't want to mess with cops if you're in this neighborhood. But it's like you saw one of your friends is dead. I think that allows you to snitch. It's not like drinking while driving or something like that. It's like, okay, this is a fatal incident, okay? Um, so Tupac just shoots people, and then Q gets Samuel L. Jackson, where this is sadly not yelling Samuel Jackson. This is more like calm Jurassic Park Samuel Jackson. He was more over the top in the spirit. I'd rather rewatch The Spirit, and I can't believe I'm saying that. But anyway, so Tupac starts shooting people, so that way everyone to silence people. Q gets Samuel L. Jackson, who he might have been the owner of like a. It was a club, but it wasn't a club like Martin Lawrence. It was more. It looked like more of an arcade pool hall. Would you say so?
Yep.
Um. So they. So let's see. Was that it? So yeah, there's a running, shooting, Bluey. Um. If you like this music, congrats. I'm sure you'll love it. This is not my kind of music. Guess it's better than Axum if I were to guess, but if you ask me, honestly, the best parts of this movie was where he was like a spin scratch DJ, or it's like, and you're gonna. To me, that was like the music in this movie. Queen Latifah's in it for a couple of scenes. It couldn't have taken her more than 2 days to film. Um, Samuel L. Jackson, he's not on the cover, and he's just listed in the also starring role. So he's only in this movie for like 10 or 15 minutes. There was one part where I don't remember the character. That maybe it was Q. He was like sitting. There was this guy who was like sitting in a chair. Or no, maybe it was Shake, Steel. Maybe it was that. It was somebody where I thought that was Samuel Jackson. This person has literally the easiest role in the movie. All they have to do is sit and not move. So Gaul would tell that person to earn their paycheck. Look, if you like Juice, congratulations. Maybe you saw it at the right time. Maybe you saw it at the right age. Maybe you're from that. Maybe you're in that demographic. Maybe this appeals to you. Maybe you're a Tupac fan. No. I feel movies you shouldn't. Movies should not be made for a certain demographic, and not. Movies should appeal maybe to like a lot of people. There are exceptions to that rule, I know, but I've enjoyed Tyler Perry movies, and I have never been to a black church. Um, I've enjoyed Scooby-Doo movies. I've never had a pet dog. Um, I've I'm a huge fan of the Madagascar movies. I've never been a talking animal. Um, Trying to think what are some other ones. Happy Gilmore, I've never played professional golf. I've played golf a few times and I don't like it. I'm a mini golf person. Um, well, if I ever decide to start reviewing movies from the title Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, I've started. I know there's Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood and South Central. Maybe that's the name of a movie or something that was in the Wayne's Brothers parody. Um, I'd probably say the most this or Tentacle so far has been the most boring or toughest to watch movies this year. I would maybe say this movie is actually worse than Tentacles, if you can believe that, in my opinion. Anyway, I was originally planning to review a 50 Cent movie, but you know what? We're gonna review a Snipes movie next. And hopefully I don't know if if Kay will want to do that one, but hey, she got her she's used two get out of jail free cards this year, and she only gets 5 a year, right? You can speak a little louder. Yeah. So she better use them wisely, I guess.